What's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. This is the political systems part four. I just want to do a fourth edition. Just talk about what I've been studying for the past from last year and this year. Just my actual content, what I'm talking about. So let me get set up real quick. Thanks. Theft edition will be tomorrow around 8:30 Eastern and 7:30 Central Time, wherever y'all at in the US. I'll be talking about some other shit Thursday, talking about what's going on and speak on the bullshit tomorrow. And let's see, talking about political world system. I ain't done one of these in a minute. I've done the first two were great. We had conversation. I was using a different software. But the last one was okay. It was okay. We was talking about it and I might play all a video and just get on to it and then show you the links and things like that nature. Let me find it here real quick. I'm gonna find it on the tube because I want to get y'all familiar what I'm saying in so many words. Because there's certain live streams I'm just gonna have to find because and yes, I'm through with that silly ass pineapple show shit. So it's pretty much shit, part four, and getting prepared for the obvious. So let me see something real quick. Kind of like this layout they did, so you can find your shit. And these are months ago, so I'm really on this shit. Okay, political world systems. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Some of these I'm just looking at from my outside streams and all that. DTN, 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 DTN. I did something political world systems. I'm trying to figure out what I'm finding. Shit, symbolism. The Queen's death. Egalitarianism. Okay, humanism. That's on down. 7 months ago. I was on my bullshit then. Capitalism. Contractitarianism. 8 months ago. Yeah, I was on a roll last year. That's pretty much it. Let me see something real quick. I gotta find it for y'all. I gotta find it for y'all. Let's see. Oh, hang on. You know what? I got a playlist. I got a playlist. Yeah. Did a part three of this. That's 6 months ago. Okay. 6 months ago. Okay. I can scroll back up. Okay. 6 months ago. 6 months. And I was sharing a pic. Let me see something real quick. Because it's 7 months, 6 months ago. Here we go. Right here. I'm gonna leave it right here. We're gonna play that. We ain't gonna play all of it. We're just gonna skim through and we're gonna start playing it around the 15-minute mark. So, and then I got others to discuss and I can reference back to this introduction and end it off with that. It's gonna be an hour. I'm gonna be talking about this way more, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of the video. I'm gonna skim through what I said and I'm gonna pause it real quick and explain and do all that. Wait till it gets to the 15-minute mark. Yeah, it's basically like world systems. I study philosophy and mix of everything else and what we talked about in discussion. Y'all can see part two on the 40th playlist of political systems, part one and two in the beginning. And you can check it on the channel, just look at playlists and you'll find the first two. The first one was 4 hours, y'all know, and then 9 hours on the other one. That was hectic, but we was actually talking about politics on that. Even 2000, even the one with the second most views, but those are good. Okay, but the third one, um, it did all right. It was the least because things was changing because the time and all that other stuff. But we ain't gonna get into the viewage, but eventually it'll get more views later on. Probably the end of this year and then next year, because most of them they'll get like that because people end up watching your stuff if you're doing anything different. But but this is a tough sell. Most people like the bullshit and they like the troll. That's the new thing on YouTube. So I'm Rare's channel. They say educational videos don't get views. No, they get views. It's just people just don't want to support you. That happens. It's competitive like that. But can't complain because I haven't been back in for so long, and now I'm back to my old self. Now it's going to continue, but but eventually people will come through and watch me in time. That's why I don't worry about the views on here. Views don't mean a damn thing. Is do you have actual content? Yes. People just don't have to like you, but it takes time. You know what I'm saying? But there's not other platforms that will support me like that. If I go to other platforms, says yeah, you can say what you want. Well, not necessarily, because there's a certain bias with those. You know what I'm saying? I used to speak like that. So you don't know what this site will entail in the future. See, that's why I talk about it so much. I told you 2024 is going to be a different year. Things can change. This thing can be sold by somebody, and then there you are. It'll be like those other platforms like Rumble and everything else. So you got to be careful what you wish for, because YouTube will change in the next few years, and it's over for this thing. And in Google too. Google can be sold off by anybody. Look at Elon Musk. It's a great example. I don't know what his political view is, but it's basically what I've been saying. A lot of people just gonna get caught up on the bullshit. That's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? But don't be fooled by it. But the first two was basically with some of my philosophy and systems that I've been wanting to touch on for the last couple of years. And I did that for the first two. And then the third one was basically the same old. But this one, I'm going to show you what I was talking about in part three. And then I'm going to show you what I've been saying on this topic is basically what I'm seeing now. But shouts out to Hezekiah. He breaks it down and he's right. Without the Heavenly Father, there's nothing. But you got these systems that you learn, people put in place. That's just to deter everybody else. But everybody's on this accord, you know? And we're seeing this a lot. We're seeing this a lot around the world, and things change. And I just recently saw Alvin Preach's video about the Qatar in the World Cup. Very telling. Talking about slave labor, but we ain't gonna get into that. That's I know it's a sensitive topic, and everybody wants to talk about slave labor. And yeah, he said racism in the West is nothing compared to the so-called Middle East. Um, it's always been that way. It's no such thing as the Middle East. It was made up by Esau, but we already know. I ain't gonna get into that. What they was trying to say, it's nothing compared to two. Actually, they're very similar. The only difference is we're not as violent like we was in the past. I disagree on that. I mean, the title of the video didn't make no sense, but I understand their sentiments, how they view it. But that's not true. Like, just because they're brutal over there don't mean shit. They have no power either. Without the so-called white man, they're finished. See, without the Heavenly Father for us helps us even better. But you got dudes that think they know about political gain over here. They just get caught up on some bullshit. But let me tell you something. When you talk about other countries, they're irrelevant. Just because they're in third world, they're pathetic countries and no one gives a shit about. I've seen their systems, and they ain't doing a damn thing but sucking off America's dick. I hate to say it, folks, but they ain't shit. Name me one country is better than any other country. Zero. They nice to restructure, but he said they're shitholes. They always been shitholes because of the white man, bruh. You know why they shitholes? Y'all made them into shitholes. And y'all love fucking idols. I gotta tell y'all about this political shit, man. Like, this shit matters to certain people. When y'all get caught up on some bullshit, then come back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all on this shit acting like this thing's a game. It's not a game. I talk about current events and politics all the time, but it's pretty much that y'all don't hear me though. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't hear the truth. Y'all just get caught up on y'all's bullshit. I don't expect nothing from y'all. I really don't. It just goes to show you where people are so lost in the realm of darkness. And I'm not saying that anybody ain't learned any different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not shitting on nobody's beliefs or anything, but I'm just saying other countries ain't shit compared to us. I mean, is this country great? Hell no. There's a lot of problems with this country. It's no utopia, but it's a lot better than most. The only thing I hate about it is systematic stuff, control of people, classism. That's it. Race is just one thing. That's a construct they created that doesn't exist. It's just to divide people up into classes. Classism is what bothers me. And that's why this country will never last in the future as the esteemed chosen of the world. So that's man talking to y'all. If man stopped talking to y'all like crazy, you would understand that the world don't work that way. So it's a different parameter. Let me see what I got here. I might do this now. I ain't gonna wait till 15 minutes. Let's see something right quick. I'm gonna get y'all ready. I'm gonna get y'all ready. I'll pause it real quick. I'm gonna get y'all ready. Let's see something. I'm gonna share the screen for a minute, and y'all gonna see what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, we're gonna post this, and I'm gonna pick up the screen for y'all. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here, and it's we ain't gonna play it all the way. We're just gonna listen to what it says. Okay. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. Oh man. Oh man. Back with it. We're talking about political world systems, and we're gonna talk about. I'm watching this stream, and this older stream, and we're gonna get into. Hold on for a minute. Let me get set. Let me get set up. Let me get set up for real quick. And get to the fast part. Don't touch that. I can touch that in its basic form, and we're gonna see what that is. But I don't know about that topic because I know people misuse it a lot. I won't be simple with that because that one I ain't gonna try to go in depth. It's no need because you got a lot of people cover that lately. The reason I don't do that one is it's just like I did with socialism and Marxism. It's self-explanatory, and communism because that can go into a whole can of worms, and I can in utility. It's just simple. It's no need because everybody's got different versions of how they look at it. I ain't gonna start an argument because people don't understand that feminism is just a man-made system ideology that was created. Even though women subscribe some of the ideology, and this is why you got a lot of them are brainwashed in some areas. But I don't blame feminism for everything. I'm gonna tell you this: it's mostly our fault because we have to take accountability allowing that shit to happen. So, and I still stand on what I said. What I'm saying right here is I still believe those sentiments right here. And this is something like on the playback, and I'm showing another video of the political world systems as well. This is number 3, showing you number 2 as well through it. It's a reaction to the reaction to both streams, whatever, and this one. And just to go to show you, I still stand on those sentiments. And Leticia was in there. Shouts out to her. And it's pretty much like I still have those beliefs. This is part 4, just to add a little context. So we're gonna be playing this, and that's it. And I'm gonna turn this thing down. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. That's up to the men. So that's a separate discussion I can have on its basic. I'm gonna be basic with that one. Then we talk about egalitarianism. I talked about that as well. That's on the separate thing inside the political world systems playlist. Then I talk about communitarianism again. So I talk about a lot of these doctrines. So yeah, anarchism was big because I want to do a series of that playlist. And I'm telling you, when I did this, I said, you know what? Let me do this as actual content. So this is something you could talk about because you got a lot of dudes misuse certain ideologies, and I do proper research. I show you certain sources, and it's just what it is. So you see everybody's in the chat, and that explains what's going on. So that's the whole thesis of it. So me explaining what's going on at this conversation. It gets better and better as always. So let me play this, and I'm going to go on mute. Subservient to the state. Yeah, that's totalitarian. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Totalitarian regimes, man. It's a must look, and we'll get into it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like in so many words, we're just going to lay it down the foundation. So, he's all hail, hoorah. What's going on? Great regime. And so we're going to talk about that. We just talked about what's that one we talked about? We talked about nationalism, and we also talked about socialism. Most of these dudes don't even know what proper socialism is, but we'll cover that. It's no need really, because people don't understand. I just read it all. I just put the links in the chat. But yeah, man, like I said, man, it's one of those things, those discussions that we talked about, and I believe, this one right here is a must talked about, and we're going to talk about that in the future about totalitarian regimes. I think they're more important than ever. Once you talk about them enough, I think we're going to get in to promise what we were talking about. So I'm getting some real content with y'all. But fascism will be next week, and we'll go in depth like we talked about in those series. So yeah, this is one of the things he said. He said, yeah, the cleverly omit oblivion slavery and Jim Crow as totalitarian. Exactly. I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah. So in so many words, you have that. And you don't worry about anything else. But that's how you get totalitarian on your shoulders. So when we discuss this philosophy right here, like it's what I've seen. When I researched, I saw Putin, I saw that boy in North Korea and things like that. Yes, slavery. We mentioned slavery in here. We talked about nationalism. All that's connected to what I'm saying. I'm gonna make a series out, but fascism is a unique one I want to talk about because that's what affects this country. You got a lot of fascists running around, but America doesn't want to be in that position. We don't have nobody like that, but their systems is copied. It's inevitable. Some people got to fight it and do.
I was talking about the Fourth Reich. We talked about the Fourth Reich. The Fourth Reich is the daughter of Babylon. The city of daughter of Babylon is NYC. I think me and Elder Young One talked about it years ago, and I talked about it on these streams. I mix my little shit into these political systems, like current events, into one, like Hezekiah does. We're saying the same thing. I just do more research. If you connect the dots of fascism, it does exist. It does exist in this country. You can look at modern politics right now, what they're trying to push in 2024. So this stuff is coming to pass, and people are coming out and saying things like you hear Kyrie and Kanye saying we're the chosen. Well, they're not the only one. This is going to be ongoing. So the recent events you're seeing now, things are changing in the world, and political landscapes in this country is is faltering. So when I was chose to do fascism, because I used to hear these dudes talking about and explain it, because they claim they're from the right, but technically they're just dummies that don't understand the system. It don't help neither of our people or the people over here in this country because they've dealt with it sometime, but not in the full extreme extent like a Mussolini or a Hitler type. That's what they're trying to push, and people are afraid of that. So, yeah, I'm talking about the Fourth Reich of this country that they don't even know it yet. A lot of policies is coming, and there you are. You see the evidence of the decay of this country. That's why people will go against. But I'm gonna let y'all continue.
and do different things, and we talk about that a lot. Yeah, fascism is a big deal. I know people's trying to don't want to talk about this, but that one needs to be talked about. But anarchism that's a separate stream. I'm gonna push that one back probably next month. I will talk about totalitarianism, do part ones too, that one, and I might talk about that next year. I don't know how that's gonna play out. I might do a series on that. Be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe the Monday streams, like independent thinker, that's just one of the thinkers, being a content creator, just being yourself.
So, in so many words, being totalitarian is another thing. But like it says, where I've read, man, a little authoritarian states, they're very similar. They talk about the dynasties. They talk about the Greeks and Sparta and Plato. Talks about Niccolo Machiavelli was the prince going against the ruler in Italy at the time of the Renaissance period. So a lot of things you can search for yourself, but I'm just doing the philosophy aspects of it. And I can always go back to these streams to back up what I'm saying. And
I did this in the spring of April this year, and I was referencing the two streams that I did. So every time I do these streams, like I can always go back this as a reference, but I don't have to do number 4. And then if I want to reference anything, I'll reference some of the things that comes in it. And so I talked about totalitarian regimes on the 6-minute mark, anarchism, the New York City Council, and the Borough president. So let's see right here. So we just passed totalitarian regimes. We talked about anarchism, and now we get to the New York City Council. So I'm going to skim through a little bit. See timestamp. We're going to get into. We're going to get into right here. All right. I'm going to let y'all hear this one.
Okay.
I know the topic of this video is on political systems, but
Right.
what I want to speak about is, did you hear what went on in New York this past week?
No, I haven't. What was it about?
In New York City, right? The New York City Council, which is like basically a local Congress, they agreed to a law, or they approved a bill that would allow non-citizens to vote on the local level. So immigrants who are not citizens have the right to vote in New York City, but only on a local level. They can't vote on a state or federal level. They could only vote for like local elections, like for mayor. In New York City, we have something called like public advocates or local council members, stuff like that. Borough presidents. We have something called borough presidents too, where underneath the mayor, each borough of New York City have their own president. It's like basically a mayor of a borough, but they're underneath the mayor of New York City.
Right.
So it is, so non-citizens can vote for that. Yeah. So and when when you look at the bill, right? Let me see if I could show you. Okay, when I looked at the bill, read the bill or parts of it, right? It's funny because a large portion of the New York City Council members that approved the bill were Hispanic. I look at their last names, they're Hispanic. They were Hispanic local councilmen and women who helped approve the bill. And when you take a deep look, you understand that this was something done to benefit Hispanics, because although you have immigrants from all over the world, right? You have immigrants from all over the world, but Hispanics or Latino immigrants or Hispanic, whatever you want to call it, they make up an extremely large group of immigrants in New York City. And yeah, and I'm just like, okay, you want to make it a way where now people who are not citizens can vote? I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I don't like that, man. I believe that certain things in America should be exclusively given to U.S. citizens, and one of these things is the right to vote. So what happens now is that a few people from the GOP side, because this was mostly people from the left, people or Democrats, right, that approved this bill. So what you have is that you have what's going to happen is that Republicans in New York City, they're going to take this to the state Supreme Court.
So basically, he's talking about the New York politics and what he said about the Supreme Court. We talked about this recently. That was from the part two of this, and this is part three. Me explaining what was going on, and like I said, man, that's what I've been studying and what I've been hearing and looking what's going on now and things is on the way. People are just getting caught up on that. You know what I mean? And that's just how we look at it. And you also have this conversation we talked about. So part three is just like, an extension what we're talking about now. And it's just like the last two is makes sense. But yeah, he was talking about the New York politics side and the New York City Council and all that stuff. That's been going on. So, I'll see what's more. I'll skim through this because I think it was a video I showed and me explaining whatnot. So that's me talking on that one. I'm gonna skim through and see what else to say. We ain't gonna play all of this. It's gonna play it halfway, and then I'm just gonna shut it down and then show you the research and what. I'm gonna see how much time we got. We got 27 minutes. Okay, we got plenty of time. So it's pretty much we're in here. So let me check my little feed. Okay, my feed is good. 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 So yeah, just talk about stuff, political stuff, and I think he hopped off or whatever. I'm gonna let y'all hear the rest of it. I'm gonna turn my mic down. Here we go. The control of people, and then a little bit of totalitarianism of America. We in that territory because everybody wants a dictator sometimes, but it's crazy. We talk about hate it, and it's very appropriate. The stuff he laid out, it's confirmed what DeAndre is saying, but we was over at Cass and we was trying to explain to her. I'm glad she had that string. I'm glad she had that string because it makes me think I'm not the only one. And I'm glad I was on that panel too, because that hotel too kind of messed it up, but the leech was on there trying to derail. But that's okay. They took L's today. They try to say they took W's. No, they took L's. We got them. Yeah, I was over at Cartoon Cats channel and they was talking about some historical stuff that I studied and I gave it a link of my shit and I've been doing this for a long time and yeah, I crushed them dudes without saying a word, but them dudes is stupid. They're retarded, by the way, and they're into idolatry. So I don't entertain that. I've smashed those dudes a long time ago, and I smashed them in real life, like when I used to be a barista, man of knowledge, read a lot of things, and I still read a lot of different things. So my reading's enhanced and sharper, but debating is a waste of time. It's based on what's going on in the world. I have a different perspective. I can have a conversation with you, but I'm not going to debate you on no topics. If you want to go there, you go there, but you will get crushed. I do real research. Unlike most of these dudes, they don't do shit. They just sit back and just parrot shit. I don't parrot shit on here. That's why I stop talking to certain people. And once you get to a certain level, people get tired of you after a while. And I respect that. Like I give a fuck. I don't. Y'all have to understand who I am. I don't give a fuck about nobody on here but myself. You know. Oh shit. Okay. I got a slippage. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. I got a fucking slippage over here. I don't know what the hell is going on. First time my shit dropped. Yeah, I had to readjust my shit. My shit failed. I had to plug it. Let me see something real quick. All right, good. Yeah, I was just readjusting. My shit fell. Damn, my interface work. Okay, good. So it's pretty much the same, but yeah, just get caught up. And yet that's why I don't debate people on here on this shit. I just let them have it because they can't stand with me one on one. Let's see who's over here. Oh, I had Leticia, had Mike, had She. Yeah, everybody. Shouts out to everybody. And TC Kill up in the building. All right. Let y'all hear this one. Let's see what I got to say. And I sent her that information. She tried to say we were wrong. I told her on the panel, and it's related to the subject and what it simply means. Yeah, your hotel Drake. Oh man. And she said the people are amazed to know where the slave plantations in New York. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised. And a lot of them go back to the days of the 18th century, man. And simply neat. Ooh, neat. Right. But I'm just saying, but I appreciate it, man. Like the knowledge I'm gaining, this is going to be a good thing. So for me, my content is going to go forward, but we're going to talk about this stuff. But the whole purpose of it is to get to know it. And I'm glad that we're doing this because I told her I wasn't up there for right or wrong. I was just trying to have a conversation and the information I drop, and I drop the knowledge. I just fall back and say, "Hey, Kat, do your thing," and appreciate you. And I had to go somewhere else. But like I said before, I said it again. This stream is still going to be up. We talk about political systems part 2. We just talked about a lot of things, and it expounds on what we're talking about, right? And it's one of those streams that you get to know and the history and things like that. That's one of those things, man. Like I've been doing this for a long time. And I'm glad I'm doing topics like these because this gives me the foundation of what I'm doing. So yeah, those history streams which you see in dark history, that's shit that I've done in pre-records and years. A lot of stuff you done heard and things like that. And I'm glad I cover them. There's no need, it's not that much. Like that's conscious shit. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff that I've need to learn. So, speaking of the devil, what's going on?
Yo, you about to close down?
Nah, I got some time.
Okay, my bad. I kind of jumped in a little bit late. I was checking out Mace and moving around on on YouTube. Ty City
Right.
long ago. Yo, my bad. I'm late as hell. I'm laughing at Triple Black's name. He changed his name to Simpin Ken.
Yeah. He's a fool lately. He's been beaten up lately by Cerulean and Dre and the general with the Haiti topic. And I'm glad Wacky beat him up too because he's Haitian himself. And it's funny, like that's when Triple Black was on that type of time last year. But I'm gonna skim through that, because y'all can listen to the rest anytime y'all want. I'm gonna put this in the chat room. We had a conversation, of course, of course. So it's pretty much it. The conversation went, the shouts out to those people. Y'all can check their channels out, and that was a hell of a conversation. It got me a lot of views. So yeah, let's see what I was gonna do. I'll skim through this and see what I gotta say right here. Yeah, it ain't much. I'll press this real quick. You had to expound on. So I'm not really mad at the conversation. I think it was one of those nights. It was going to be a classic, and I knew it was coming. This is when I was booming, and so I didn't really get mad about anything. So I think I enjoyed that conversation way more than people that they thought. So you got to understand something, and that's just what it is, man. Because I know we're 2 hours in. I can cut it right now if I wanted to, but I gotta say something. But it is what it is. It's just what it is, and you gotta look at it. And I know people
like to talk about shit all the time. So yeah, man. Yeah. So I know what it is. I know what it is. So I'm not really going to just pull it out, but but the whole purpose of that stream when it was shared, it was a classic, and I still had that screenshot. But I said, you know what? I already showed y'all early in the screen, but if y'all want to ask, I'll leave it up if anybody wants to come up or not. But all in the ones not coming up, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I guess I can delete it then, but I can always load it back up. So as we continue and close and things like that, so yeah, people ain't gonna come through because I just showed a video and things like that because my internet kind of fucked up in the midway. Um, man, I'm telling you, because next week, oh, it's on. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna finish what I've been doing. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at 5:30 on the news segment. Oh man, I got some instant shot. I'm gonna talk my ish. I don't know which type of microphone I use. I'm very curious. I'm very curious what I'm gonna say. Yep. I was talking about that Thursday show that I did, and it was okay. It was okay. And I was trying something different and then different softwares and whatever. But yeah, that's just, and if you want to see the rest of it, if you want to see that classic stream and me doing a review um on it on the Political World Systems 3, you can check that out. And I just put that in the chat. That's for those that are new or the ones returning. Y'all can look at it, whatever, and y'all can look at it. So basically, that's just what I've done recent. So but tomorrow night I'll be on later because I have to deal with the family because they celebrate this theft, so-called idolatry, which I don't celebrate at all. I'm just gonna be in the cut, visit some people, but you know what I mean. But it's still going. What's going on, Degenerate Salute? I'm still gonna be in the cut, see what type of conversation it's talking about. It's pretty much, but I will participate in this joint election with the Senate. And it's not looking too good for your boy or Herschel because they don't really need him. Both parties don't really need him because Democrats already won the Senate from the West Coast. You know already how that's going. And that's just it. I'll appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't even care for that holiday. It's our sins and iniquity. I know people believe in it. I don't really care for it. But it is what it is. Like I said about political world systems, we talked about it, and I just showed y'all the video earlier, and that was classic. And I was explaining the first two if y'all watch, and it's on my playlist. And then yes, I've responded to those videos because I'm doing it for edification purposes. But the key thing was we was talking about politics in New York. We talked about what's going on in anarchism and totalitarianism systems, and people still on that type of tip. Like you're seeing now with the latest with Kyrie and Kanye, that's going to change the political landscape, and these celebrities are acting up, and shouts out to Hezekiah talking about current events and stuff like that. People are acting crazy. That's part of the symbolism that you see every day. So it's like you see this all the time and you know what's about to happen. That's the type of stuff you're going to see, you know? Yeah, it's a waste, but they got to get 50. You know what I mean? Because Warnock's gonna get it by default because the attack ads were Herschel. Herschel said something dumb earlier this month, and it's not looking good to y'all's boy. If y'all support him, if y'all in Georgia, he's done, man. Like, let me show you what I was talking about in political world systems. I got something for y'all. This ain't gonna be much. This ain't gonna be much. I'm gonna pick up the screen and all that other stuff. Okay, reload. Yeah, because this thing, yeah. I had to reload it. Yeah. Let's pick up the screen for a minute. Let's pick up the screen. Okay, this is what I've been doing, and I don't have to put this in the link. Y'all already got the idea. We talked about the ancient political philosophies, ancient Greece. We do talk about Aristotle sometimes, so here's Scholastic, and then we go in, Machiavelli. I talked about all that. And here's the modern. This is the period that we're so called in. The Age of Enlightenment still exists. in certain fragments, like in the century, and especially in the 21st century, people still using modern political philosophy that's binding people's mindsets. These systems still exist today. Socialism, libertarianism, anarchism, Marxism, a little bit of ideology, conservatism. Communism is a brand new 20th century thing, but it don't really matter. Nationalism, fascism still exists. These still exist and continues on today. And major doctrines, I talk about all that. I damn near covered all of them. I covered feminism as well, damn near. So we can do another series on Marxism. We can talk about Marxism in its uh pureful way. Let's get into Marxism. We're gonna talk about it. It says it's an economic social system derived from the word Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, 1829, 1895, is a theoretical practical framework based on analysis of the conflicts between the powerful and the subjugated, with the working class self-emancipation as its goal. But asserts that the capitalist mode of production enables a burgeois or owners of capital to exploit the proliferate, or workers in the class struggle by the proliferate must be the central element in social and historical change. According to Marx, a social revolution must occur in order to establish a dictatorship of the proliferate, with the ultimate goal of public ownership of the means of production and distribution and exchange. And they got different varieties. I just talked about this before. Yeah, exploitation, alienation, talking about capitalism, labor theory of value, Smith, base instruction, et cetera, et cetera, and then class analysts of Karl Marx. And they said types of Marxism, Leninism, classic Marxism, Western Marxism. We'll talk about this in the future. I'll talk them in pre-records, and we'll talk about Marxism in its finest. And it's not really much to talk about. Yeah, because it's going to go on in an hour or two, because, I'm going to touch on things and that matters to people, you know what I'm saying? But hey, what's going on, Absalom? Salute, salute, salute. Yeah, what's going on, man? Appreciate y'all coming through. But like I said, I'll be talking about these subjects in a pre-record the 2 months from now. Well, yeah, not next month, but the next month after, when I take this long break. I'll drop pre-records probably every Wednesday and let you know how I feel about them. And they'll be recorded automatically, and then I'll just drop them. And that's pretty much it, because it's going to be dropped. And I have it scheduled, I have it loaded, you name it. It's pretty much it. So it's like, it's going to drop. So once you have it, you have the information, and we just put it together and just be like, all right, I'm going to put it together. So it's like, we talk about it a lot, and especially me talking about it. I'm glad I'm up tonight because I might end this in the next hour. But right now I'm just chilling. It's 9 something. Cause it start 9:15. Cause an hour is gonna come real soon. Cause I ain't gonna be on here long. Cause normally when I do Wednesday streams, it's usually an hour. Cause I usually do longer last year, but now I changed. I said nah, cause I already had my feel. Cause next year I'm not gonna do a lot of these. I'm just gonna drop pre-records. You're gonna see me do that every February. But in January I'll drop some that's a series, and then I'm just gonna cut it. Thursday you're not gonna see me a lot. The next month after, not this next month, but the next month after, you'll see me do Thursday Thrill still, and I'll cut it off and drop some pre-record Thursdays instead of DTN. I'm gonna do it this way and show y'all it's a different way of doing things. You know what I mean? But that's just basically what I'm saying. Like, you see things that's coming to pass, and you're pretty much in it. But then again, you see what's going on, and then I'm just like, all right, we here now, and just expect more. But then again, you see it. As you can tell, people get caught up. They get caught up on things. That's how I'm gonna look at it. But
Yeah, mostly people just get caught up on when I talk about Marxism and things like that. That does exist in the world today, but most people they just get caught talked about the systems they say they're gonna do, but it takes a minute. But capitalism is always gonna be king and be in the way and cop blocking everybody's problems, and it's pretty much the same, you know. Like I don't understand why people get caught up on it and get upset with it. We'll see something real quick. Yeah. Let's see, old girl, real quick. I'm just gonna, yeah, she talking about it. Yeah, let me tell you something. Last Monday, she was looking for dick. Y'all know who I'm talking about, but we're gonna leave her alone. We're gonna leave her alone. She was looking for dick, but you got these women thinking they political experts, which they're not, and it's just wild. I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, appreciate with the share, Absalom. Appreciate you, man. Salute, salute. Always share his stuff. Yeah, man. It's out there. And shouts out to the legendary Wacky World of O, man. Like he's on that passport thing. Salute to him. Y'all subscribe to him as well. And you know, they have this conversation. So everybody's it, you know, yeah. But yeah, that's the system that we're in. You know, when you understand why politics matter in certain areas. I just recently tell y'all about the runoff like down here, and everybody's just going in on oh boy, um, Mr. Walker, Mr. USFL, the dummy. He think he's smart, but that dude trying to say something about gas SUV, that guy's ignorant as fuck. People just don't fuck with him, and it is a waste. You know, we're not gonna win that. I just feel like people say he's gonna win those early votes. Yeah, he's gonna win, and people put faith in him. And that's the whole purpose of having a guy like that. They try to tell, please just stop with the reckless spending. I always see them as, please stop with the reckless spending. That's all they talk. That sound retarded, don't they? Don't they understand that people gonna spend how the fuck they want with their money and they always get it back? They're the people that print money and then throw it right back at you. They could save the economy and give 25% of it, and none of it ain't Charles doing is they're doing just to shut you up and then keep paying they bullshit. They said they care about his money. No, they don't. They care about his power. Money is just a distraction and a means. Most people want power. Power trumps all, baby. And that's what it is. But you got to understand something real quick. They understand that people can print money and stay rich and then control people from a distance. Come on now. Y'all don't know how this world works. Kyrie learned a valuable lesson. They don't need his money. They just want to control your black ass. To reinform your ass. Just like anybody else. But it's like it's obvious. Let's see what Junior say. Let's see what he say. He says, I want to start that Walker would be more like a straight up jobber to Warner, you know, an easy win. Yeah, it is an easy win. It's just it's, the shit he's saying now down here, man, it's just ignorant. He ain't living in Georgia for the last couple of years. He was in Texas the whole time. Yeah, he went to state of Georgia, but he originally lives in Texas. He ain't been in Georgia for the last. He don't know what's going on. He in a backwood in Texas. Oh my heck, sir, live in Texas. Let me stop. Shouts out to my the people from Dallas. So I salute to them. The real Dallas. You know, shouts out to people in Texas. Shouts out to Pastor them. You know, they doing real things. But Dallas is what it is. Dallas is. Shouts out to the people in San Antonio. You know, a lot of people try to make fun of Cheryl women. I don't care. It is what it is. Texas is alright. I ain't never been to Texas. I would love to visit. I would like to visit Dallas first, and then I'll go to Houston. But ain't nothing in Houston really. Houston's flat. I know it's flat. And that's how I gotta look at it. But then again, you see you see the tension going on in the world, and girls about to start, and she does her thing, and yeah, it is what it is. Dara Yasharal, nice to caught you alive, pretty lady, those eyes. Yasharal. Oh, Dara. But it's pretty much it. Like I see this all the time and I'm like, hey, we here now, we're talking and we're telling the truth. It's just what we're seeing that was this morning. Yeah, he reside in Texas. Yeah, he ain't been living in Georgia for the last couple of years. Yeah. Yeah, it's an easy win for him. It still is. You just got a lot of idiots vote for him. And the more idiots that vote for him, they're gonna remain vote for him. That's just how the idiots roll. And that's just how they get down. And the more they vote for him, it's just like it's gonna continue where it's gonna be right now. But that's the thing. I see where people are lined up and expect people just to come through and they act like this is a thing, right? But you got to understand something. The world doesn't own that dude any explanation that he ain't Georgia no more. He don't need it. He don't need it. Because all it's going to come into fruition. That's just what it is. And pretty much you just see people for who they are. It's not going to stop for people for being ignorant of the fact that people are just so broken. That's just the thing. And things that people get caught up on, they know they're lost in the sauce, especially when they're dealing with guys like Walker. And that's the type of stuff they deal with, you know? And don't expect anything much and any less to people. So the people get caught up, they get caught up real quick. And that's how they get their sufficiencies of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty much the same. But you see something real quick. Yeah. Do I want to put this on? I sound a little darker. But you know how it is. You know how it is. That's my go-to. I ain't gonna do that. My other go-tos for Thursday, just one microphone in the hand. So it's pretty much like, people just trying to get caught up as usual, and they just don't leak in. But that's just how I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Let me tone this back. And that's how what you see is what you get. So mainly you just seeing what's going on here and expect people to just come through. But yeah, Herschel Walker is one of them dudes that you expect much from most people, but when people get caught up with it, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of those guys that you get caught up listening to, and then there you are, and expect much for everybody. So it's like, how you gonna deal with that? You know? And that's just how it is. Nerves is acting up. Sinus coming out of my ears and shit. Yeah. Sinus is popping out of my ears and shit. You know, when you have that's what happens when your sinus is acting up. Comes out of my ears. It's supposed to rain later on tonight or whatever. Yeah, it's 51. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. So you see what you get. But that's just the whole point of the politics or whatever. I'm glad I'm up because my sinus put me to sleep because my nerves acting up. I ate heavy today. By record, in an economy, they said a restaurant, everybody had pizza before Thanksgiving, so that's a record. Order way more than they do dinner. I try to tell my dad that's a capitalistic tradition right here. I was trying to tell him that's always been that way. They just gotten greedy and greedier, and most people don't care for this idolatry holiday, but our people shouldn't celebrate it like that, but they do anyway out of ignorance. But that's what they know, and they get caught up. They get caught up with this stuff, and that's just how you know this stuff to be true. But then again, you see stuff, and then it just happens. Shit, my battery went out. Okay, that's not good. Battery went out. My battery went out. That's interesting. My battery went out. Oh shit! No, that's the wrong one. The real batteries. Yeah, the battery went out. I'm gonna put this in here. Right uses, huh? Yeah. Throw these away. My nerves acting up. Ah, acting up hard. Yeah. Get this out of here. Bump this off. Got this out. Yeah, I ain't got much to talk about Thursday, but just rambling what's going on and just here, just signifying and crazy. But you know how it is. My sinus was acting up. It's in my ears and shit. Had to clean that out. Got something to clean my ears with. That shit can fuck your brain and put you to sleep. A lot of it's nerves and stuff that you ate, and it just caught up and it gets foggy. And you hear me half snoring. Some of that can be nerves too. I see what gets me out. Just bust that up wide open. Always get a sinus infection every now and then. It's real bad because my brain won't work. Or girls just flirting. She just wants some dick. You can tell nobody wants that. She said, "I'm from Paris." I was like, "Bitch, you just want to suck dick for the whole time, and then you want attention, especially in politics." Them French people are weird anyway with their enlightenment bullshit. So it's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Shouts out to everyone. Appreciate it. I see what's going on, and shouts out to Degenerate, APTV, and those two brothers came out. Shouts out to everyone that came through. Salute the ones that came through, and the ones in the clouds. That's just how I get down, because mainly I'm just over here just chilling or whatever. And as you know, it is what it is. So I'll be back 8:30 tomorrow, and talk about some real things and what I see going on. I'll write some things down, what I see, and then I won't talk bad about this holiday. And of course, people just drinking and acting crazy, and just speaking my mind. Because Thursday Thrills is a combination of a lot of things. Yes, we show screenshots on each of them. And then sometimes we talk about real shit. I go in on people, but that's what I'm going to do. But I'll end the series next year. Y'all just enjoy this now and the end of it. And we're going to end it on a good note next year. It is what it is. Because Thursday shows, we don't know. In the summer, you'll get that. I'll take the break and we'll come right back. And I usually do it Thursday. So y'all just better be tactful with it. You know what I mean? Because that's how we're going to get down. But mainly it's a good series for a minute. So yeah, it's one of those Thursdays that how we do it. It's mainly we do it all the time. But that's how people get through and then just start talking. But then again, yeah, it's been a minute and 54 and 56 seconds. But so salute and peace to everybody. And until next time, and shalom. And I'm out.